This is a Do You Validate podcast.
If you can make it in the Riff Tank, they'll give you the green light, and you can even walk away with your life.
I need a captivating story with characters on the fly.
I know this better be good. I wanna die. In the Riff Tank, this is stressing me out. Oh God, I hope this is good. Because I don't wanna die. In the Riff Tank, would you not interrupt the theme song?
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Riff Tank. I am joined by two new co-hosts. Sadly, David and Nathan did not make it. We did run the idea of 6 white ghosts and their 1 black ghost friend upstairs. It just wasn't selling as well, so they did die, and in true Riff Tank fashion, I threw their bodies in a dumpster because funerals cost too much money. But I'm joined by my 2 new co-hosts. Permanent co-hosts, they're coming through on this one.
Yes.
We have Jasmine and Matthew. But before they introduce themselves, let's go ahead and start the clock. There we go. We got an hour going. So no pressure.
I started feeling so
Already
much
sweated.
pressure.
Immediately
I was
started
like, oh my
sweating.
God.
One of my favorite thing is not letting people introduce themselves until the clock starts, and then because it's buying into your time to save your lives.
Damn.
I'm Matthew. Let's go.
But yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself for everyone at home.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Waters, and I'm gonna move on because the clock is ticking, and I think I'm sweating. Are we dying already?
You and I both wore sweaters. Joel is in a t-shirt. He was smart. I'm Matthew English. Jasmine and I are stand-up comedians in Atlanta, Georgia. That's what we should say.
That is
that's
true.
it. End of introductions. Go.
Okay, great. Well, y'all really spent. Everyone else usually takes a little preamble. As y'all understand, for the contracts you signed, we're taking prompts from our patrons to make the producer happy. This is our on-set producer.
Oh God.
But right now he's really angry because we haven't come up with a movie. But if we make him happy,
So
right?
cute.
So cute.
Oh
But
my God.
angry right now.
Does he
Angry
have a
right now. Got it.
name?
See, we haven't named them, and I keep we finally came up with the sign off. I think it was Derek Marshall, RIP, rest in peace, Derek.
Happens.
Because I was trying to think of like a good sign off, and I was trying to steal other sign offs. I kept saying like, we'll see you at the movies. But I think he just said, he was like, we'll see you in the tank. And I was like, I like that
I
one.
do
That's
like
a
that
good
one.
one. But still no name for this one. There was a couple names have gotten thrown out, but
I
we'll
feel
see.
very confident in Sherman as a first name.
I like Sherman as a shark name. Sherman the
the
shark.
It's alliterative. Yeah.
Yeah. You
I'm
got
into
it.
it.
I like that.
He also burned down Atlanta. Okay.
Oh.
Happy I'm okay.
I
okay.
wasn't thinking about naming it after that Sherman
No,
per
I mean,
se, but
why not? You're white. He's a shark. It's fine.
Great, yeah. So as always, we have prompts submitted from the patrons of the Do You Validate Patreon, as well as how we'll die if we don't make a good enough movie idea. This one is sent to us by our patron, Fungus Despot. I don't know how to read. And it's stoning by a horde of unsatisfied customers.
That I've worked a lot of customer service and retail jobs. I've come very close to that.
Yeah,
So
I mean-
I have an idea of what that would feel like, and it's terrifying.
Can you imagine them getting mad at you for not getting hit by a rock, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, I also want to turn stoning on its head, right? Let's reimagine stoning. So stoning could be rocks, but we could just be like stoned to death. Like we could just smoke
Just
a
get
lot
so
of weed.
high.
Ooh, actually, somebody else did. We haven't used the death yet, but someone else submitted being hotboxed into oblivion to death.
And honestly, a good way to go.
Better
Bye.
way than I think stoning
Blaze of glory.
has to be really bad.
Yeah, because those who throw the first stone,
He who cast the first one.
That
That's
one.
it's literally, well, it's like death by 1,000 cuts.
That's
like
what I'm saying, 'cause
it's
you just-
it's slow.
and
it's
then I have to watch
slow
people
burn.
throw it. And then,
Yeah.
yes, when someone misses, do I tell them, like,
to heckle, like,
airball?
throw like a bitch. Yeah. That's
Yeah, I think stoning would be a really shitty death.
okay. That's so we got to do
So
good, Jasmine.
yeah. What time is it?
50, okay, so
For 4 minutes.
We'll each of you draw a prompt. We'll pick which one is our favorite.
Happy MLK Day.
Oh, happy
You can draw
MLK
first.
Day.
Yeah.
I reached
I
right
feel,
in
I
there.
feel bad if I call
I
black
see a
woman
hole. I
MLK
put a
Day.
fist in it.
It's like affirmative action. And my favorite thing was like when we were talking about dates and you were like Monday. I was like my people's day. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm on.
Like, I'm actually off work.
Yeah, I'm free.
We'll put the Sherman.
Look at him go.
I actually do like Sherman the shark.
Sherman the Shark.
We'll put him back in his little tank. Y'all should be happy. The first bowl I got was way smaller. And then I filmed because I've just been filming these in batches. So like the first 5 episodes I
Everyone's
filmed
like-
in like a week, and they're all like, oh, so all the people watching can be like, why did you get? It's been a month. Get a new bowl. Okay, so yeah, we'll let y'all read off the prompts, and then the name at the end is who submitted it. So yeah, I will let Matthew go ahead and start.
A quiz show in which the host gets high as hell and recounts a cool movie they saw one time. The contestants have to figure out what the movie is. From Luca.
Okay.
Okay. Monster Fucker series, but for a monster that hasn't been made sexy yet. From O's.
Oh, I like that one. Oops, the studio ordered too many snakes and they need to be incorporated into this show. From Beerus. I'm going to be honest. I'm a big fan of the Monster Fucker for a monster that hasn't been made sexy
Hasn't
yet.
been made sexy yet. A whole
What
series.
monster hasn't been made sexy yet?
Well, that's what we got to figure out. Or
My-
we can come up with our own monster.
I love the lore of the Babadook becoming a queer icon. That's hilarious
but
to
the
me.
Babadook's already been made sexy.
I know, but
Because of
it
the
was-
queerness.
Yeah, yeah.
I would fuck the Babadook.
Yeah.
Who
I mean,
wouldn't?
why not? I just don't want him to come in my room like, bah, bah. Like, that's too much.
Yeah.
Like, don't come in like that. Now, if you come in voguing, I'm good.
The
Babadook.
That's fine.
What do you? My vote is for Monster Fucker.
Monster fucker.
Okay.
I'm down with
we'll put
Monster
ours
Fucker then.
back. And then one of you, make sure to spin the hell out of it because it's shitty and cheap, gets to spin the genre wheel.
Oh, man.
On your people's day?
On my people's day.
Oh, this is our first double ever. So you're going to spin it 2 times, and it's going to be a split genre film.
Oh.
There we go.
I hope we get 2 really dumb things. Okay. Horror.
That
Okay.
tracks.
That's a good one. A horror and
A Western.
a horror western.
Horror.
about
Western.
a monster that's that's good. This is a good double one. So yeah, we got horror and western, and then maybe just so I remember which ones to mark off, so I can change them out. Okay, so it's a horror western, and it's about we're making a monster sexy that hasn't been made sexy
That
yet,
hasn't been made sexy yet.
and then it would fit in a horror western style film.
And it has to be a series. Because it's a Monster Fucker series. So we have to think about this like
We could do
as a saga.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So we could do it. We could do it as a TV show where it's a television series, or we can do it like a trilogy, where we are setting up to make like a cinematic universe.
I do love a cinematic
this.
universe.
Ooh.
So I think the first thing to figure out, what monsters have not been made sexy or fuckable yet?
Okay, I was like, this is really hard. I feel like between the two
internet's
of us, we're gonna be
weird.
like, I don't know, that's pretty hot.
Well, the internet's weird. They've already made so many things fuckable.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like Frankenstein, but Frankenstein, I don't know. He could probably get it.
Oh, I feel like Frankenstein.
Hold on to the bolts.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like Frankenstein's already like got some horny stuff for him
Yeah,
too.
I'm into
Yeah.
it.
He's I mean, they just put his body together, so you know that weird little freak got a fat hog to put on
Just a
that dude.
massive dong.
That was the first thing he knew.
That was actually, I think that's like the joke in Young Frankenstein.
Yes.
Is it is that the monster just had a giant cock, and then Gene Wilder at the end, because like he gave him some of his brain. He's like, "What'd you get?" And he just has a big old massive dick.
I love it.
So we already made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
What
Frankenstein.
monsters exist?
Obviously, werewolves and vampires.
Hot.
Horny as fuck.
You've got the biggest Twilight. Every time I see a Twilight meme, I send it to this one. So
Oh yeah, big Twilight fan here.
Yeah, I love Twilight,
Okay.
both ironically and unironically.
Did it start like? How old are you whenever they came out?
I didn't watch them when they came out,
Oh.
but I guess I was in high school when they came out.
Okay.
I was in high school when the books came out.
Yeah,
But I think the movie was coming out soon, so we read it. We hate Reddit, my friend group did, and then I got into it accidentally.
Yeah, so all of them weren't out. So I saw like the last one came out when I was in my 20s. So it was still being released by the time I started watching it. I think that we had gotten to New Moon or Eclipse by the time I started watching it, and I was like 21.
Okay.
And initially I was like, man, this is stupid, because the first movie is so bad.
That's the only one I've seen.
It's so bad, but like then you're in it.
I've only
I
seen
do
the
Saga
first
Days
one.
all the time. You should come.
I know. I've seen you post on me. I never get invited.
I've only ever seen the first one.
This
and
was
it
your
was it was really hard to get through.
It was.
You should also come. Look, if you're drinking enough wine, which is, blood, and if you have pasta, which of course I do because Bella, and we have a lot of apple snacks. We like to be in theme. I put glitter and alcohol. It's a good time.
What is
That
the
sounds
apples?
like fun. We're coming.
So Edward, like in the picture on the original cover too, apple. Like there's a part where he catches an apple. It's real stupid, but sometimes you throw the apple in.
The connection's there. Okay, so vampires, werewolves,
Vampires, hot.
already fuckable.
Oh,
Yes.
you fuckable.
Sasquatch. Is he a monster?
He's kind of like monster cryptid.
Urban legend. Yeah.
I don't think he's been made widely fuckable, but I feel like here's the thing. What we have to keep in mind. I feel like because what is it? Rule 34 stands for, it's like a Reddit. It's like a subreddit where like it's just porno of things, and like Rule 34, like I forget what the actual like thing comes from, but it's saying like rules of life, but like it's supposed to mean like there is a porn version of everything. So like no matter what there like fandom or thing out there, somebody has already made it where it's like, oh, I jerk off to this. So I don't think we have to worry like, oh wait, does one person want to fuck Sasquatch? Of course they do.
Yeah.
But would any of us fuck Sasquatch?
This is
That's what's
like
important.
the
lot of hair.
mainstream. Have we had the like? Oh, let's make them very fuckable. So I think Sasquatch is a good one.
Into like urban legends, like the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah,
hard to
that's
place in
fair.
a western though. Westerns are usually in deserts.
That
Very
is true.
very
That is
true.
true.
Like the Wild West, a very arid.
I do like the
Kind of
idea
vibe.
of a Loch Ness monster in a little cowboy hat. Though.
I do. And if we're not thinking about like those kinds of monsters, I think about like horror movie monsters. Leatherface, not necessarily fuckable, and he does live in a desert.
He does.
That is true.
But I can make him fuck.
You have to. I feel like if you're wearing
music.
people's skin, you want a dry temperature. You don't want it to be very
Too moist,
out,
yeah.
because then that skin's not gonna tan properly.
But at the same
so
time,
right.
you have to keep that skin moist. You have to like have a skincare regimen.
We love a man who takes care of his skin.
We do.
And other people's skin.
Whatever you gotta do.
Well, like so like a fuckable monster. Can we go like a monster as an adjective for a human? Like oh my god! Like immediately, my mind
immediately
went
you're
to,
like,
just like no, all these ideas are bad.
Well, also I was about to say a lot of like they've definitely already made like serial killers have been made fuckable and
Yeah.
sexy.
Yeah.
Like they got like Zac Efron playing one of them, and like
Ted Bundy.
well, Ted Bundy
Bundy-
was also notably
he was
attractive.
fuckable.
I mean, listen, you can't fault these people for being born with lovely jaw structure and bones.
That's
Yeah.
how it's easiest to kill people.
Yeah.
You
It's
lure
like a
them in with
Venus
pretty
flytrap.
face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I've definitely I feel bad saying this, but I'm always just like I feel bad if anyone's ugly.
You know.
Like I don't think less of them, but it's like your life's harder.
Yeah.
Like being attractive, it gets you
It's
so many
a lot
things.
easier.
Pretty privilege is a thing.
Yeah.
And you know, okay, so they made Ted Bundy sexy because he was already sexy. Like I feel like we've already made racists sexy. Like I don't think racists are sexy, but like we've already done it. Like I don't know if y'all seen a terrible movie where Hands Touch. He's a Nazi, and
yeah, there's definitely a widespread thing of like media trying to make racists sexy.
Yeah. People who are into Donald Trump.
I just
That's a not fuckable monster in my mind.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to kink shame anybody.
I'm gonna king shame you on that one. Yeah, that one you're.
You guys are king shaming? Okay.
on that one?
That
Yeah.
specifically, if you
What if it's like a dominatrix fantasy with him? Like someone wants to dominate him.
like you want to dom Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Still disinterested.
I feel like it's too easy. He's
Fair.
just so stupid.
What do you
Yeah.
take off the toupee and smack him
Yeah.
in the face?
That would be adorable.
Also, isn't he into getting dommed too?
That's the rumor.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to.
I don't want him to enjoy it.
I don't want him to
Oh,
enjoy
fair.
it, and
You don't want
I'm
that
not
your
trying
time.
to like because yes, dom and sub relationships need to be they need to there's
Yeah.
a mutual thing. But for Donald Trump,
No.
if he's getting dommed and likes it, it's like well this isn't fun.
This
Yeah.
isn't fun. If he's
Yeah.
enjoying it, you're right. That's
Yeah.
It should be somewhat torture,
Yeah,
like proper,
yeah.
like proper torture.
Proper torture. I'm trying to think of what I think mummies were definitely made sexy because of Brendan Fraser.
I don't
yeah.
know that
Well-
that's true. The mummies were not sexy. Brendan Fraser.
Do you remember
The
like,
dude that played the mummy.
the dude that plays the
you're
mummy
right.
and then his like fucking hot like
Oh, and the girl was that the mummy too?
That is the second
woman?
one, yeah.
listen
Whoever
She was
hot
very
as
hot.
balls.
Yeah, she was hot.
that's the little bisexual treasure of the 90s right there or early I forget what it is, but you're like, hey, what if everybody in this movie just gave me little kisses?
Yeah.
And I gave it back to them.
Because Brendan Fraser and his wife could get it. I don't remember the name of the woman that played it.
Yeah,
Okay.
everyone was hot in that. So I think mommies have already been made fuckable.
So right now, not fuckable.
Sasquatch,
Leatherface, and the Loch Ness Monster.
Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, that's what we got so far.
That's what we got. And I feel like Sasquatch or Leatherface is easier to set in a Western than Nessie.
And I'd rather see Leatherface in a cowboy hat. Because I assume that's what happens in Westerns. Obviously.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
But
we're-
I also want to see Sasquatch in a... I don't know.
Hard
Hard choice.
Yeah. I've never seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so
Let's do Sasquatch. Because then we could also give him a montage makeover.
where
where his
we shave
hair's
him.
laid.
this podcast is sponsored by Manscaped.
I love that you're like, shave him. I'm like, no, where he has
No.
like the little swoopity doop, you
Yeah.
know? Like it's all curled and no.
give him
we
a
know we
blow-
could do
give
like
him a blowout.
let's braid him. Let's put him in dreads. Like let's what are we doing?
I don't know what his culture is.
Yeah.
So I don't know that he can have dreads.
Yeah. I mean, this is a Western, so I don't really think that Sasquatch has those kinds of deep roots here yeah.
He feels white.
He feels white.
He feels white.
You feel white?
He feels,
I mean, he doesn't wear shoes in the woods. That's white people shit.
I was going to say Sasquatch feels real white to me, too. It just feels, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so Sasquatch in a Western, make him sexy?
Yeah.
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 Okay, great. So we got our setting.
Monster Fucker series.
Monster Fucker series. Now, and we can cover this later. Do we want to try to go for like television series, or do we want to try to do like a little like a sequel trilogy kind of thing?
Initially, I was thinking trilogy, but now I'm thinking like a series. Like I'm thinking Wednesday.
Because you want like a narrative arc to this. Like,
Yeah.
like his like his like glow up.
Yeah, that and like whoever could be multiple people, whoever fuck him, I want that to be an arc too. Like what is Sasquatch's sexuality? There's too much queerness in this circle for us not
To not talk about Sasquatch's
Right.
sexuality.
I figure I'm sorry. I just assumed that he was pan.
Yeah, it feels like he has to be.
I feel like Sasquatch is just.
Well, we're also assuming a gender of he.
That's true.
That's a good point.
We've all been saying him.
That's true.
Again,
Lady
it's the lack
Sasquatch?
of shoes.
This is also, I think, too, because you could have multiple Sasquatches as well.
Sasquatch
Because I think, like, if we're doing, like, a television series, we start thinking there's just the one Squatch. and then
You want a main character.
yeah, and then you kind of build it out. Well, there's other Sasquatches. Okay, so
Ensemble.
Or maybe he's the last, or they are the last Squatch
There we go. We
of
gotta-
their type. Like that's the issue. Like they don't know who to mate with. It's because it's the end of an era, and
They've got to make themselves fuckable to keep their species going.
yeah.
That's a compelling story.
Because I feel like Westerns also go on a journey. Like
Yeah.
there's like the hero arc, and somehow he has to also be killing people. It's very you.
yeah. So okay. So this is we're following the Sasquatch as they're the lead, or are we following other people and that they're interacting with Sasquatch? Because I think that kind of both are doable, and I think you could still make them fuckable either way.
Well, and kind of like Sasquatch, it's all about being hunted, right?
Which is hot.
Which is
Ooh,
hot.
except if
People
the tagline
love-
is like, it's all about being hunted, but now he's the hunter.
yeah.
Ooh. They.
The hunted becomes, but I feel like someone's done this before. You know, like a prey becomes the predator. You know,
That's
that
for
kind
sure
of-
been done a
That's
lot.
been done.
But
Now you pray to be the prey.
okay.
Does Sasquatch have a massive dong?
Of course.
Yeah.
Is it covered in hair?
Right now.
Probably. Yeah.
Manscaped.
Until the middle of the season.
Yeah.
When he meets a waxing person.
Yeah. And we're like,
Wait, we're in a Western. Is there a waxing?
I don't know. What year is it?
What year? Great question.
Are there black people? There have been a lot of black Westerns recently.
I mean, we can put black people in it.
Yeah.
Got to.
Yeah, we don't have to.
I mean, I'm not going to produce something that doesn't have black people.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. I think I don't know what time the time period of like Westerns is set in, but I do feel like frontier town.
Yeah.
You know,
feels right.
obviously a couple hundred. I'm so bad at history and knowing anything, and so I want to say like a couple hundred years ago. I don't know if that's too far or too little.
I'm very good at history, which is how I know that it's going to be set in a time where racism exists.
Oh yeah, but we don't have to do
No,
that.
no,
we
we're
don't
not
have
going
to
to double
do that.
down on it. I
Yeah.
just want to throw black people in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would love to put black people in this too, because also you can do othering in this of people versus Sasquatch, and we don't have to have like double racism. What was that fucking Will Smith movie by the Nepo baby who was a bad man? Wish or something like that. Not Wish. It was like a Netflix movie.
Oh,
It was like it's like a movie where like magic and shit are real, and like there's like orcs in it,
Never
and
seen
it's
that.
set in like modern.
And it was Will Smith.
Yeah, it was Will Smith,
Huh.
and then like
went right over my
Landis, like John Landis's kid, Max Landis wrote it and directed it.
And it was bad.
It was. Well, see, this is a weird thing. So like it's like, oh, it's Will Smith and he has an orc partner. And then, but in this world,
Oh, I saw a trailer for this.
yeah.
It was bad
In this world,
looking.
like they're supposed to be like, oh, well, actually, orcs in this world are black people, and that's like, so people hate them for that. But even though there are
hate
full
them for
other like not just races, species. Humans still hate black men because like I didn't watch it. I was explaining this, but like the orc partner is like, you don't know what it's like to be an orc, and then Will Smith's like, you don't know what it's like to be a black man. It's like, whoa, you put double racism here. We really doubled
We
down.
just.
And like the trailer
Layers.
for it is like
Layers.
Will Smith killing a fairy, and then like a little sprite fairy. And then says like all fairies' lives matter or some shit like that.
Oh no.
I mean, it's written by a rich like nepo white man. So it's I never watched it. It
Our
seems
horror
so
western is going to
terrible.
be so much better.
Okay, yeah.
So much better.
So yeah, so obviously, yeah. So no, we're not gonna do racism. We're gonna do othering of people versus Sasquatch.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously because I'm a part of this production team, I can't leave without us saying, like, you know, there's going to be a moment where they're fucking a black woman that looks like me, and she's
Now,
like, and you know, there's
is
going to be
it you?
It could be me. I might be cast. I might cast myself. It depends. Who are we casting to play Sasquatch? Is it Jacob Elordi? Then I'm in. Just watch Salburn. Okay. Point being, you know what? She might be like, no, because my people deserve better than a Squatch. But then she sees his dick.
And she's like, what?
She's like, wait a minute, wait.
So things have come to light. I have changed my decision.
I've had an awakening.
I do, and also because I think in horror too, I think a female protagonist is always really fun. So I think that because I think eventually, obviously, and this is a series, so we'll see some of like Sasquatches in their storyline and their progression. But I do think it'd be fun to have like a female lead of this, as well.
I enjoy that.
Because also, it's her identifying with Sasquatch and like their hardships and things like that, because people believe a lot of things about her that aren't true, and they're putting a lot of their bias on her.
And they're both like there's this cute little oppression bonding.
Yeah. Well, and are we missing the horror element?
We are.
Okay, so we need?
That's what I'm saying. That's what we're setting up right now. Is we're building it in, and I like the idea. I do think Sasquatch is killing people.
100%.
And I think that's like
Through sex.
Ooh.
Terrifying.
Giant dick.
Murder. I do think Sasquatch is killing people, but I also do think that we'll do like a little reveal towards the end of the season 1 that is, that all the people Sasquatch is killing are people that have killed off other Sasquatches. Mm-hmm. Therefore, so like the horror is like, how are these people disappearing from town? What's going on?
And of course, they're trying to blame the Sasquatch. And one of the other people that the Sasquatch is fucking, maybe like a sheriff's daughter or a sheriff's son, is like, nah, it's not my Squatch. So they're trying to defend the Squatch. We need to name this thing.
You named the shark? What do you want to name? Sherman the Squatch?
Sherman the Squatch.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling like Sasquatch, not the protagonist, but the red herring villain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're following Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Cast as a character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
I need a drawing board so that I can keep notes.
I know, me too. Journalist reporting the murders.
Yeah.
The local paper.
The local paper.
I like this.
Ooh, that's a fun element too. So she's trying to get
because she's got to get close to Squatch
she's gotta
to get
get
the
close
story.
to Squatch
But she doesn't know what she's getting close to.
But how close is too close?
Ooh.
Also,
12
Vinny's
inches.
Before. Oh my God, was that the tip?
Yeah. Jasmine's about to get wrecked.
Bye, Jasmine.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of like it's like a mystery horror, which works for like Western. Also, Western's good for this style of horror because we don't have phones, we don't have technology, we don't have like computers and stuff like that. So like you can't relay information at the drop of a hat. So I think this is really good. So we have Jasmine is trying to investigate these murders.
Yeah, the small town.
Outsider.
Yeah.
Coming to town.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because that gives us eyes to see the narrative through. Mm-hmm. Learn the town, learn the people. Arrives via train.
Oh, yeah.
Now what if
Jasmine getting off a steam engine?
Oh my God.
Now what if Jasmine
just with the slow look up? Sorry.
Not just an outsider, but was born in this town and then left to go to like an actual real city and has come back. So you know, there's a lot of stuff has changed, but you know enough people. I say you, Jasmine the character. She knows a lot of people. She knows enough people, but there's still enough has changed. Enough time has gone by where like pieces are missing. She doesn't know all the full story. So some people know you, some people don't. There's a lot of mistrust of you because you left. Mm-hmm. And then now you got, just because you went to college.
Yeah. We hate a learned woman.
Yeah.
We
can get rid of racism, but not misogyny.
No, never. I also really want to double down on this like sheriff's son thing.
I like the sheriff's son
because I like the idea of like someone who's supposed to be following the rules and is trying to follow the rules, but doesn't follow the rules.
Outside the line.
You're real outside the lines. And I feel like there's a rivalry between that person and the Jasmine character. And they're also misunderstanding who's killing all the people. Because also small towns and people going missing is a problem.
Yeah.
Because that means you know
probably
your
know
population has dropped from 100 to 99.
You likely know the killer. It's likely someone amongst you.
Now, I just want to throw this out. Obviously, this has everything to do with the horror aspect. We are going to see Sheriff's son, Jasmine, and Sasquatch have a three-way, right?
I mean, obviously, but 100%. That's going to be cliffhanger at the end.
Oh, that's the season 1 wrap up.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a finale.
Jasmine has a love triangle?
I don't know that it's a full triangle, but I definitely think it is a 3-way.
I think we get a three. I think we for sure get a 3-way. Maybe they just don't understand at first that they can just be a polyamorous triad, and that comes in like later seasons.
Yeah.
That's way later.
Yeah. Where they're all, when we really lose the core message of the show, and it's just them solving crimes together.
Yeah, because I think that also while this 3-way is happening, I think Jasmine's character is also accusing the sheriff's father of being the actual murderer.
Ooh.
And I think the real cliffhanger at the end of the series is that the sheriff turns up dead.
Oh, love that.
And right after the 3-way, of course.
What if mid-season pivot to Jasmine understands that the Squatch is the murderer, and the sheriff's son can be involved in this pivot as well? They find out it is Sasquatch doing the murders. However, they protect him.
Because it's a justifiable thing.
Because
I think that's true. Because that's a good. Because you want the audience to come into this conclusion sooner. Obviously, the town folks will. So I think, like, we find, some of the people who have been murdered, and she's, like, rummaging through, searching through stuff. What's this? We got some Squatch hands. We got some Squatch feet. We got some Squatch dicks and vaginas.
Is this your pubic hair?
Yeah, as it's could be
hair anyway.
Because they've killed other Sasquatches.
Yeah.
That's why. Also, I mean, there's probably some fucking going on too.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a good. So yeah, mid-season.
I like that.
We find out. Okay, so it is Sasquatch doing the murders. However, it's Sherman getting back at the people because they killed. They killed the rest of the Sasquatches in the area.
Yeah.
And so
But I also like the
family, and I
idea
get you.
if they're covering up for Sherman, old Sher, man. If they're covering up for him, I like the idea of like they right before their 3-way, they have this understanding like, cool, but we need to like okay the people you're killing. Like you need to clear it with us first, and then so when it turns up that the sheriff's dead, it's like.
Not
complication.
The sheriff, but then Sherman didn't kill the sheriff. We got somebody else.
Now we have,
and that's
2 killers on the loose.
That's the season 2. Okay, so we gotta.
That's a good ass show.
I think we need a good. I think we need. We do have the red herring of like, oh, Sasquatch isn't is the murderer, but like has good intention. Who is like putting all these people to kill Sasquatches out there? Like what's the real driving force here? Of like who in town, what do we have for that? Of like uncovering or who's been going after Sasquatches and why have they been going after them? So we kind of we do have like a real villain, at least for season 1 of that.
The Christians in town, because
I was just about to say the preacher.
It's part of Sasquatch culture to participate in orgies. And,
of course it is.
And the Christians found that offensive. So the preacher, the head of the church in town, has been leading these raids to kill Sasquatches. And now now Sherman has no one left to bang. It's part of his culture.
Yeah.
Also.
And now he can't even participate in like.
So and then he introduces. He's
ritual.
like, "Let me show you what my culture is. I've invited the sheriff over, the sheriff's son."
Also, I think.
Look at this.
Have you tried
the preacher man who's like leading all the murders and stuff like that. Even though he's like, oh, I'm against orgies, he's for sure gone to the orgies, and he fucks a lot. He's just upset because people like fucking Sherman more than him.
Yeah.
Because Preacher has a tiny dick.
Preacher has a tiny weird dick, and he's not good at. It's not good at oral either. He's not.
Yeah,
he
of
doesn't
course
have
he's
skills to make up.
They're never good at oral.
Yeah. He's a very selfish lover.
Boo.
Yeah.
So upsetting.
Can we?
It was the way Joel led into that. Can we? I'm like, oh my god, what are we doing?
Can we? This I don't. This is if we get HBO to pick this up, I think we
It has
can.
to be. It has to be HBO.
But what I'm saying for
Showtime.
what I'm about to pitch, but what if every opening is some sort of fucking? It doesn't have to be Sasquatch fucking, but I do like the idea of like some fucking and murdering in the beginning.
Oh, I'm really into it. I also like the idea of like, the preacher and how we all know he's bad at oral. I would love an opening scene of like him going down on his wife and it just being
awful.
a
See, that's
miserable
what I was
5-minute experience
That's
that
what
we're watching.
That's what I was thinking too. Like I want to see, because we can use these scenes for like kind of flashbacks. Or like, because we'll be showing some plot through the fucking.
Right.
Well, and also, character morality equates to sexual prowess. Like,
Yeah.
if you're good at sex, you're a good person.
Ooh,
not a chicken and egg problem there.
Yeah.
But
I like this message.
I love this
I do too.
message.
Actually, speaking of, somebody was just telling me on our Discord, for the Do Discord the other day, that they're in like old Victorian times, like you were led to believe that you'll have a shitty, misbehaved child if the sex that conceived them wasn't good.
Honestly, I love this message.
And I was
love
just
that
like,
message,
that's
too.
so good. I'm so proud of the women who were like, yo, I'm tired of getting this fucking subpar dick. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell my man that if he doesn't want a little piece of shit kid, you gotta
fuck me right.
He better fuck me right. I better be coming whenever that kid is being
And
Every time I
conceived.
see like a child screaming in a restaurant from now on, I'm gonna be like,
Dad didn't fuck you right.
that guy can't learn pipe.
That's what we started talking about too afterwards, was just like, imagine just like insulting like a parent like via the kid and being like, look at this little kid. Would you not make your wife come there, buddy? Jesus Christ, tell your son to sit down. Like,
I mean, literally, when I inevitably raise a child for no good reason other than to corrupt them, and I get called to a school and somebody else's child is being shit, and they're trying to blame my child, I'm immediately going to be like, it's not my fault you don't know how to fuck your fucking partner. What does that have to do with me?
What is that?
Fuck your partner, maybe your child wouldn't be
look
shit.
how well behaved my child
Look.
is.
Look at this.
Because my man.
A product of good sex.
But
That's
also,
hilarious.
on the other end of that, just like complimenting parents fucking because their kid's so well behaved.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so
how nice.
Yeah, and so it's just like, oh man, I guess your dad really threw it down on your mom, really
Yeah.
blew out that back. You're such a nice little polite
Good,
gentleman.
Yeah.
good job. Honestly, I really believe this being a thing in Victorian time because when you think about how through generations things usually loop away from what they were generations prior because we like to go back to shit that's stupid. You know, you got the 50s and shit where women weren't supposed to be enjoying sex.
No.
So that means, at some point we were having a good time. And somebody was like,
For a little
no,
bit.
this is against God's will.
Stop this rumor.
I liked. I know during like what was it in like Roman times, it was like highly encouraged for the men soldiers to fuck each other
Yeah.
because they're like, you're gonna care more about the dude to your left if he's like making you come.
Yeah.
And so it's like a real brotherhood. And I was
Also
like,
checks out.
I was like, yeah. Oh, for sure. If somebody's making me come only once, I'm just like, no, whoa. That's
I
We
will.
gotta protect
I
him.
will fight for
At
you.
all costs.
And if a
I
guy
will
doesn't make me
fight,
come,
yeah.
send
Then
him out
honestly-
first.
Yeah.
Front of the lines.
Yeah, I'd be like, you talking about Travis? Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Travis good. He's
Yeah.
good.
But very much the same. Like sexual prowess
Yeah.
equates to morality. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you are good at sex, like you are a good person, we're gonna protect you. We care about you because you're
And
good
I
at
like
sex.
the idea. I like a good ensemble cast.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we have our lead character of Jasmine,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're kind of following Sherman. We're following the sheriff's son. Those are kind of our like three main leads. But you can also use the sex openings to show. Oh, this is
All
the
the
character.
townspeople.
Yeah, this is the character we're gonna kind of get a bit more focused this episode.
Yeah.
And so it's like this is, even if it's not the A plot, we're gonna get some backstory on that.
Yeah.
So
I
you
lo-
could show different like things using the sex.
Because I think there's a lovely B plot in one or two of the episodes, opening with the preacher's really bad oral game, and then like panning up to his wife who's like filing her nails or something. I don't know what they do in westerns. She's loading her revolver.
They, like, make butter or some shit.
It's churning
Churning
the butter.
He's like, do that down here.
And
you haven't earned
I
it.
liked that going into an arc on the episode about like her and like what she's going through.
Yeah.
And you know how her daddy was killed by a Squatch. I don't know.
Well, and I'm thinking about like archetypes in a Western. You've got like the saloon owner. You've got a brothel in town, maybe.
Gotta have a
You've
brothel.
got the train conductor who comes through town. You know, the people who, the post man who travels through town.
We have the old-timey doctor who doesn't.
Yes.
He knows medicine of the time.
Yeah.
Which is so
Snake
fucking
oil.
funny.
On bad
Yeah.
time.
Where he's just like, now the thing about the humors, you got the bad bile in you.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and we're gonna let some blood out
Did
of
you
you.
sneeze? I got leeches for that.
Gotta leech
I got-
Put them on your body. Put them everywhere. Yeah, I think that tracks. And I like all of these characters.
I like
think
them
that's
too.
the Western fun of it.
I think like an episode where the sheriff's son is like worried about the lady he's been hooking up with at the brothel. He's got a thing going, but he keeps it on the down low because he's a man about, he's supposed to be above board. But
because he's like a deputy.
he's like, I'm worried about you. There's people out here getting squatched, I guess. And and
God,
she's
is that the
like,
name of the show?
and she's like, I'm.
Is the name of the show
Squatched?
And she's like, I'm safe. I've been participating in their orgies for years. Like, she's
Good
known
point.
about their
That's another
culture.
good thing because it's not just. I like that we're using fucking as plot devices, both for horny and story reasons.
Yeah.
But all the people that are definitely safe, they have been to the orgies and participated, and were like, good.
or are at least willing.
They know
At
what the
least willing.
squatches are about,
That's
or
what
they
I'm
don't
saying.
mind. They don't care. They're
And
like,
I
you do
think,
your
too,
thing.
I think Jasmine's uncovering coming into town because a lot of people are really tight-lipped about certain things, and that it's that we're revealing. Oh, a lot of people have fucked Sasquatch or I'm sorry, Sherman or other Sasquatches, because I do think there was definitely a lot more Sasquatches before.
Yeah.
And then now Sherman being the last Sasquatch in this area. Obviously, we're not doing genocide. There's going to be more, but like just this local area. So I think that's because Jasmine's been gone, so she doesn't know about the fucking, but other people have fucked.
My major plot hole question now: why did Jasmine leave at a young age?
Good
Was
question.
her? I had this assumption that her family took her away, like her family left town, but why? They weren't into the fucking.
Good question.
I would say if the townspeople have a mistrust of you, it could be like
100%.
because you're maybe your father made a lot of money and then like moved your family to the big city where you got an education. And like kind of left the town in ruins. Like, oh man, like he was like the economic driver of the town.
I like that. I also like the idea of like uncovering, again, later seasons, but uncovering this idea that her family was being targeted because they were a part of the genocide of Squatches.
So she's having
And now-
to reckon with. Obviously, she didn't do anything, but sins of the father.
Yeah.
That like her like father or maybe even grandfather. We're taking this back.
Yeah.
Was some of the first people to start trying to hunt Squatches, and so that's a really good fucking arc for season 2.
Yeah.
That is.
Because she is
'Cause
like,
now
oh,
she's
I'm
in it
the
with the Squatch.
champion
Yeah.
of the Sasquatch. Like I'm here for this, and then delving even further in, she's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I gotta say, all the other shows and movies we pitched on this podcast have been really dumb, and this one I'm like,
I'll
this
watch it.
is a good idea.
I'll watch it. And honestly, we're making Sasquatch so fucking sexy.
Oh
So
my God.
I want to bang. When we first said Sasquatch is a potential monster, I was like, that is so much body hair.
I
like
mean-
I like a little bit of body hair. Don't get me wrong.
I want to. Well, that's fine.
Now everyone can see Jasmine better.
Yeah, you're.
You know what? That's fine. I
That's
sat in the
what-
right chair.
Well, because Matthew was talking about things being more fuckable now, so then it's just like, and now there's like glowing Jasmine.
And I've been fucking. Yeah, I mean, I like this, and I like the idea of like season 2's arc being the whole her history thing, because maybe her father's still alive and he comes into town.
Well, because that makes sense too, because sheriff dies. ACAB, even the sheriff in this show, but I think the closest you can get to least bastardy cop-wise is a small-town sheriff, where it's like, hey, I
actually part of the
don't
community.
give a shit about small petty crimes. I'm trying to make sure we are safe as a community.
Right.
And like, if I lock you up for a night, it's because you were fucking drunk and I don't want you to hurt yourself or someone else. Once again, still ACAB, but I think we do like the sheriff. He is a good person because, like I said, small part of the community. So sheriff dying, and so Jasmine's trying to uncover that, and that is how it leads her in season 2, because that's the cliffhanger of season 1 after the orgy. In season 2 of like trying to uncover who killed the sheriff and why. That's when you start discovering stuff about like your family's past, and that and it's not just because you're like, oh well, we took the preacher down. Like obviously it was just him. It was his hang-ups. But then you find like all these manuscripts of like the mating habits, the sleeping habits, the nomadic habits of Sasquatches. You're like, well, this is older than him. How does he have all this stuff? Where is this from? And so it's just like he's our lead into to the Sasquatch hate, and then we open this larger world, and then Jasmine's having to reckon with her family's past. And I don't think she thinks her dad is dead. But like, I think Dad comes back.
Yeah, I think I think he should come back honestly for the funeral. I think he doesn't really fuck with this city like that, but he doesn't not fuck with them. And he's like, oh, the sheriff's here. Like a nice cold open of like the funeral and them all standing around, and then like this looming man in the distance.
Yeah.
And that's her father.
Shot over shoulder, like, and then, and she's like, oh, fuck, he's here.
Damn.
Well, and like, and I don't know if we decided to buy into my idea that like, he made his money and then left town and kind of left the town. That's why they left, and that's why they don't trust Jasmine. But maybe he comes back because now that the sheriff's gone, like his investments there are at risk. There's no one protecting it from like. That's the other thing about Westerns, right? It's like bandits. You know, people coming to steal the money, steal the resources.
Also, the issue is now that the sheriff's son, who is a deputy, has to move up to like head sheriff.
Oh,
and I do like I like the idea that they left town due to the fact like they made their bag and they're like we want better life for our daughter. Yeah, she can't learn and do what she wants to do here. We gotta bring her to like the big city.
Yeah.
And like so like you get the education. So like you definitely you have a lot more connections and education and stuff like that than other people. So there's definitely a little resentment of like you think you're better than us.
Mm-hmm. Well, moves her to the big city, then puts her in a boarding school. That would just bring some estrangement from her.
Killing Squatches.
Because
just around the country.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks his money is from like gold or something, but he's been selling Squatch pelts.
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, that's actually really good. Fuck, that's good. I don't know how to tie this into the plot, but can we make her dad and the sheriff have fucked at one point in the past? Because I do think I really want to see
secret gay relationship.
Because especially sheriff dies end of season 1. But we like the character so much that we want to still give the actor some stuff to do in season 2.
Yeah.
Should we get a couple of flashbacks and we get stuff like that? So I think one of the cold opens in season 2. Actually, what if it's the cold open of season 2, like episode 1, is the sheriff just raw dogging down with the dad.
And then after like the title card of Squatch, we go to the funeral and like, they'll bow your heads, and then dad in distance.
Or funeral closes season 1, open with fucking flashback season 2.
Yeah. So like
also
I think sheriff dies cliffhanger season 1, cold open season 2.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I forgot we already had
of the dad. And that, because I also think I like the idea of like just there's mention about Jasmine's dad in this, and like there's a lot like he's a bigger than life figure. Everyone knows him. He's scary because of how much power he wields, how much money he has. Once again, this is just a good show.
It's a good show. I'm watching the shit out of this
shit. Funny. We're just pitching a good idea.
I mean, it's a horror western.
Yeah,
it's got to be good.
And so I think like he's talked about a lot in it, and is like rumored to like, oh, I hear he's gonna be coming back to town. We have a couple different reasons, but what we find out in season 2 is because Jasmine is fucking with Squatches now, getting involved in that life, and he not only needs to protect the town that he has investments in, but he's also like, not my daughter. I'm not this shit. We're not about to do this, and so like that is. So I think he shows up. So I think like just maybe. Just like a reveal of him at the end, or he's talked about, but we gotta get a big name actor for dad, because he comes in at the end of season
Jasmine's
1
dad
for like just like a shot, and then like he's pivotal to season 2, like that's our main antagonist in season 2. So we gotta get a really good like lead for that, because I think that's our new
Are we throwing out dream casting right now?
I immediately was like Denzel Washington.
Idris Elba.
I was also thinking
yeah. To play
Either.
a villain.
I
I'm
was
like,
like,
yeah,
either are
Idris
great.
Elba's a villain. I would love.
I would love.
Idris Elba
Also,
is a
I would
villain.
love Idris Elba getting raw dog.
Getting
by
raw
someone.
dog. I forgot about that part. Who's
didn't-
playing the sheriff? Do we talk about casting a little bit just for funsies?
We got 11
Jasmine plays Jasmine.
This is just.
Jasmine,
I'm so upset how good this idea is because I was like, why do we only have 11 minutes left?
The sheriff.
Okay, so Idris Elba the dad, Jasmine.
What's
So
the
we need
fine
sheriff,
dude
sheriff's son.
who's not that fine anymore? Because in Euphoria he looks crazy, but if he looked the way he used to look in Grey's Anatomy, he would be fine as shit.
Oh, I didn't see Grey's Anatomy. Wait, was he
I watch
the
Euphoria.
old
Euphoria.
Was he one of the older? Is he one of the teen characters? Or is he one
Yeah,
of the,
he's God, he's the fine one with the hair that's like white.
you're talking about the.
He's one of the mix. He's not McDreamy because that's Patrick Dempsey.
McSteamy.
Right? Is
The
it
other-
McSteamy?
there was
No, isn't
McDreamy.
McSteamy? Isn't McSteamy the Irish one? No.
He is it the dad that like fucks what's her face in the beginning and tapes it? Is it that guy?
I didn't watch enough Grey's Anatomy. Are you talking about Euphoria now?
Yeah, I'm talking about Euphoria.
Yeah, it's Jacob Elordi's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah, that.
But like,
actor.
if he looked finer, like how he used to look.
Okay, I didn't see Grey's Anatomy, but
I've only seen like an episode.
Okay.
Let me find. Can I find the actor?
okay.
I need a picture.
So we got you're looking up so we need sheriff's son, we need preacher, we need preacher's wife, we need Squatch still, Sherman. I'm trying to think of other. I know we haven't really touched a lot on the brothel owner, but we for sure need like a good brothel. She could also own the bar as well. That's like
Yeah.
a good
A
double
saloon
up.
brothel. Yeah.
And also that's a great connection too because she knows a lot about the world of Sasquatch fucking.
Eric
Yes.
Danes.
Yes.
Who that's what I thought. I think he'd be a good sheriff.
Yeah.
I think they called him McSteamy. I think that one's
Okay.
McSteamy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, never.
I also
served.
never
I'd watch
watched.
him raw dog Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. God, what a good scene.
A flip fuck for sure.
Oh my God, I would watch every second of it. If it gave Brokeback Mountain, God, that sex scene was my sexual awakening.
If it's not spit, it's not love.
I mean,
if-
truly that.
What if too? Because I know in a lot of, especially HBO stuff, like we only see flaccid penises.
Yeah.
It's like somewhere. I want rock hard dicks.
Yeah.
Obviously, sometimes you're gonna see a flaccid penis. They're not walking around
Rock-
24/7
bricked up
like,
all the
bricked
time.
up all the time.
They don't
but
walk
like,
like that.
They're not us.
I for sure want to see like rock hard dicks, and let's get some penetration cuts. Digital media's taking over, everything's streaming. What if we do, and obviously consensual with all the actors and everything like that.
I think they're
down. But what if
I
we
think they're
do
down.
have for Blu-ray or to be able to push physical media? Because it's not gonna air on HBO like this. But we do have like cuts. It's like, oh, there is penetrative fucking in these. Yeah.
I do at least like obviously on HBO. I just would love like the slow push-ins. I love when you know penetration is happening. Even if I don't see it,
Yeah.
I want to be able to believe it. You know what I mean?
just like knowing it's in the room.
Yeah. Like, I
Okay.
don't like when I just see here up and it's like a reaction. No, I want full body and I want the slow push
Yeah.
and I want it to look like something's going into something.
Yeah.
Okay, who do we?
Important.
Okay, if we keep talking about penetration, this 8 minutes is gonna go really fast.
That's true.
I know.
Let's cast the rest of this, at least the main ones. Who do we want for sheriff's son, and who do we want for preacher?
It's been Matthew in my head this entire time. I'm not going to lie to you. So,
Matthew, me?
yeah.
A sheriff's son?
yeah.
I love
It's
it.
been you in my head the entire time.
I'm honored. Yes, I accept.
And now we
I
have
will
to have
have
a threesome.
Yeah, we have a threesome.
So, who would we have a threesome with? Who's Squatch?
Someone who's not allergic to the adhesives it takes to get into that. That's a lot of hair and makeup.
Yeah,
The production
that-
needs to know this ahead of time.
Yeah.
That like this is an expensive
Yeah, that's the major part of
hair
our
and makeup.
expenses. Yeah.
project. That person and that actor is going to spend like 5 hours a day earlier. Their call time is 5 hours earlier.
Oh, are we talking
to
about
get
for
hair done.
Sasquatch though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, this is just an easy casting because he's a Shape of Water guy. He's like he was
Guillermo
also
del Toro?
Abe Sapien. No, he's the guy.
Oh, the dude who did
He plays a lot of monsters.
I've heard of him. You're right. I thought you were talking about the direct. I thought you were talking about getting.
No.
Whomst is this?
I would love to see. I you know what? I think Guillermo del Toro directs the pilot. I think we can get him to direct the pilot of this.
I need to see the face of The Shape of Water, gentlemen.
No, here's the thing.
No, here's the thing. You don't need to because he's gonna be covered in hair.
Doug Jones is a little weird look. He's unique. However, he is most everything he's in, you don't see his face because he's in full prosthetics.
That's the issue. I'm
NPR
gonna know
did a
that's
thing
under
on him.
that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, we can get somebody else. He's really good at like monster acting.
That's fair. But
And,
like,
like-
what about the dude who played Pennywise? Which Skarsgård is that?
Oh,
Peter?
Or is that Bill?
Bill.
Bill.
Bill. It is Bill.
actually,
He has really good eyes
Isn't it Bill?
that could pierce
does.
through.
how
Oh my
tall
God.
is he? That's
He's giant. That was 6'4".
I think we got our.
Yeah. I think good.
Bill
done.
Skarsgård
Give him hell.
as Sasquatch. It's actually really fucking good.
That's really fucking because those eyes are gonna.
You got to pop through the brown.
Yeah, okay.
It's very important. You gotta,
Okay. And
And he's
then
big.
who's the preacher? We got to have somebody hateable.
Yeah, I want somebody real seedy and gross.
You cast someone likable in a villain role. I loved it. Remember when Robin Williams did 1 Hour Photo and it was creepy as fuck?
Of course I don't.
Creepy.
Did you not see that?
No.
Girl, watch that movie.
It sounds
Robin
like
Williams.
terrifying.
Creepy as shit.
It's a little bit of a spoiler alert to know. I mean, you find out fairly early that Robin Williams is a villain, but like, Robin Williams is the villain.
I love
twist.
people who are comics that play serious roles. It's always terrifying.
But do you want someone actual hateable to play?
No, I think we could do like a likable actor in this villain role too. Because I want it to be, since it's like, this is like a horror, but I think a lot of the horror in it is more like suspense and like, we don't know what's happening horror, opposed to just straight up gore.
It's not gore,
So
yeah.
you don't want the preacher to walk on and you're like, that fucking dude did it. Like,
yeah, I think because
Yeah.
I think the first half of season 1, you're very suspicious of the sheriff until you like are like,
because
nah.
I think we're trying to set up the first half is we're trying to set up to make
Like
it look
everybody
like
could
the
be.
sheriff is like, I think a lot of people, we want them to think it's the sheriff doing this. He's got the most suspicion put on him. And then we start to realize, like, no, he's just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And he's warning Jasmine to stay away from it because he legitimately doesn't want you to die. Also, because we already know the sheriff knows a lot about Sasquatch
Yeah.
because he's in the pocket of your father. So he's also
Yeah.
trying to protect his business partner's interests, and they fuck too. So that's another thing. There's
layers.
God, we wrote such
There
a
was
good
so
show.
many layers.
This is
This is so good.
I'm so
Such a good show.
This is so excellent.
We only got 4 minutes left. Wait. Okay, we gotta cast the preacher. Someone who could avert suspicion.
And I would love them to be of color. I'm not saying black, just of color.
Yeah.
Because I want some more in this, some more seasoning.
Oh shit! What's his fucking name? He's in all the Hannigan shit right now. The Indian actor, so goddamn beautiful of a man. Let me look at this.
Hold on.
I'm looking.
Pause. Joel. We
iZombie.
got 4 minutes. Joel,
What?
find our actor. Joel,
I'm
4 minutes. Joel.
I'm going. I'm looking up.
I would love his wife to be Rachel McAdams.
She's taking a break from acting.
How dare she? She's going to come back for this.
This
obviously.
guy, Raul Cooley. You know what I'm talking? This
No,
guy?
I don't know him, but he's
He is fine
the
as shit.
handsome.
He's very good. He's very charismatic. He always, like, not everything, but like he's a very likable character.
Yeah.
I like that.
And especially seeing his work in a lot of the Mike Flanagan horror stuff on Netflix, he's in a lot of those.
can do
I
it.
think he's a great preacher because you're not going to suspect him. He can play very like, oh, I'm here to make sure everything's fine.
Yeah.
I care about like all these dead people because I'm sad they died because of God. But he could like he could flip it to be a good villain.
How old is he?
Yeah, he might be a little young.
Well, I'm just because I had a counter casting suggestion for the preacher's wife.
He's like right under 40.
Salma Hayek as the wife. I want someone so fucking sexy that you're like sad she's not getting eaten outright.
I mean, yeah, but Salma Hayek made me so upset during Magic Mike the Last dance that
The last ride.
I'm just so upset with her right now.
I didn't see it.
Oh my
I'm
god,
so
I have it
sorry.
on DVD. You should watch it. It's
Okay, so we're having a
terrible.
Twilight party of Magic Mike. I haven't seen any of the Magic Mikes.
Oh my god, I have all 3. So
Let's go.
Although I will say Salma Hayek, and this is a little bit tight, would be great for the brothel bartender owner.
she would be.
Yeah, that's
Especially
fair.
too because like she's a little older. Because I think for that preacher, because that like I think their age difference, but like I think she is like seasoned, been in the town forever. She's like one of the only people that doesn't give a fuck about your dad because she's got nothing to do. Like she never bought into him. She never like
she didn't need him.
She didn't need any of that.
She got her own shit.
I'm so upset we didn't get more into her. Also,
I know.
You know what? Next time, because I mean, I don't know that I'm going to be stoned.
I think
we could be coming back.
We could go back because I don't know that I'm stoned.
I
If I'm stoned, my ghost will haunt you forever.
this is too good of a show idea. I'm so upset because now it's just like, man, this is a good cast too.
It's a very good cast.
Oh wait, so
Also, just
Preacher's
imagine in
wife.
season 2, Selma Hayek and Idris Elba like having that like they're kind of rivals in town, so they're butting heads against each other.
Anne Hathaway.
And who?
well, Rachel
for who?
McAdams, I'm down for too.
Wait, Rachel McAdams for Preacher's Wife?
Yeah. That was Jasmine's gut reaction.
I like Rachel McAdams. Who can we get Anne Hathaway to do in this?
I mean, she could also be the preacher's wife. I just need somebody who can look very bored during sex. And I trust both of them with my life.
I think both are good.
Both are good.
Yeah.
Is it too close to Les Mis for her to be like miserable during sexy time?
I hate Les Mis.
No.
It's so bad.
I'm so upset how good this is.
Honestly, Squatch is very sexy.
Squatch.
Is that the name of it? Is it
Oh,
Squatch?
it's Squatched. because we get it in the pilot where someone's like, all these people are disappearing, and it's just like we get this old prospector man. He's like, they've been squashed. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about, Bill?
It's been 40 years since we had squatched
They've been getting squashed all around this town here. It's spitting into a
It's
platoon.
happening again.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I love
happening
it.
again. You know, not as many people coming around town. I mean, ejaculating.
Anne Hathaway is a bandit that rides into town.
Ooh, I do
I
like
think,
that.
I think,
As a-
I
like
think
a-
Rachel
a
McAdams
day
is
player.
for an
I think
episode.
Anne
Yeah.
Hathaway is also in season 2. I think we bring her in.
We'll be able to get bigger names
Yeah, once they see what we're
once they
working
see
with.
how amazing
I
season
cannot
1
wait
is.
to see all these people fucking. Also,
Everyone's gonna
I mean,
fuck.
Bill Skarsgård is really good. I'm so upset that I could do 3 more episodes of this fucking premise and
So
just keep building on.
Keep building on this.
Just a
We
great
just
show.
barely scratched the surface of like the 3 main characters.
Oh, yeah.
And like didn't get super into Sherman. Fuck.
He does need a better fuckable name, though.
Yeah, Sherman's not
We're not
fuckable.
Yeah,
fucking-
Sherman
we're not
was the working title. All right, well, fuck me. This
You, if you're on the set, you will be.
You will be.
this was too good. Also, there's intimacy coordinators all over
Yes,
this place.
Oh,
that's,
everywhere.
that's a main
Everywhere.
part of our production
Do
cost.
not worry about that. There is very in-depth conversations happening. There's consent on this.
Mm-hmm.
If an actor does not want to do fucking or nudity, that is fine.
do
We
it.
still have things for their character to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
But there is going to be a lot of hot people, a lot of naked people, and we guarantee full erections.
Yeah.
Full erections.
Full erections. I don't know why they don't do it.
They're. We've always been comfortable as a culture, as a society, showing nipples of all types,
Yeah.
even ones I don't want to see. And yet, I don't see enough dick. And,
No.
and if you do see dick, you always see it with what you know is fake bush.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you hiding so much of that dick under that fake bush?
Yeah.
I want to see more of the
I
dick.
want to see more. I want to see more dick.
I want to see more dick.
I want to say Idris Elba good
And you
dick,
know
yeah.
what? Squatched will give you more dick.
More dick. More dick.
More dick.
Jasmine are really horny people.
Honestly, this concept couldn't have been placed in
I'm
the
upset
better
because
hands.
now the lid's off that this is just a fake
I'm gonna
premise,
dream about
obviously.
this tonight.
And I'm upset that I now have to get. I think the next one, unless someone comes in, it's gonna be Marietta Mindler and fucking Lysandra Vasquez. I'm just be like, listen, y'all.
We already
I'm
came
so
up with the best
sorry,
thing.
but you guys actually can't do this show anymore. I'm now pivoting. Riff Tank is now Squatched the making of. And it's just a weekly's writers meeting with the 3 of us.
And it's just us with like a dry erase board in the
Yeah.
background. Okay, now Bill.
Yeah. Now in this episode, Bill is gonna fuck this person. Okay, great. Well, anyways, this has been Riff Tank. God, this was actually just a good fucking pitch.
This is
I'm
great.
So upset.
This is fantastic.
Great. Well, yeah, y'all give some plugs. Tell where everyone can find you, and you know, if you don't die, we'll have you back.
I would love to come back. I hope I don't get stoned. I'm Matthew English. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Matthew English Comedy. Yeah, that's all I got.
I'm Jasmine Waters. I kind of hope I don't get stoned, but if I do get stoned, know that I'm booing everybody who misses me. If it's not a kill shot, you're going to regret every second.
Roasted.
the crowd.
You a bitch. You can find me on Instagram at Real Life by Jasmine. And I have 2 podcasts that you can listen to on podcast places. One is called While We Were Drinking, and the other one's called Down and Nappy.
Yeah, great.
So yeah.
I do like the idea that like a couple of rocks hit you at first, and then one person misses, and you just go in so hard that everyone's like, I don't want to.
No, but what if I miss?
What if I miss? She said some really mean things.
Yeah, she
I
said,
know
Vague
we're
getting
stoning
stoned.
her,
she
but
said
like,
my daddy don't fuck good.
That my ill-behaved child means I don't fuck good.
I don't want to throw any more rocks.
You know what? Just let her.
Just let her sit there.
but your daddy just jackhammered her mom until it came in 2 minutes, you little bitch, and just like, whoa, Jesus Christ.
Just drops the rocks. I don't even want to fucking do this anymore.
Making
I
me
love it.
feel bad about trying to stone you in this large group setting.
They broke Joel.
Okay, I'm just upset because I don't want to stop doing this now. I just want to make squatch. All right, anyways, I'm Joel Ruiz. I'm the owner of Do You Validate Studios and Network. I have this podcast. If you're listening to it, good job. I have some other ones. We have a Riverdale fan cast called Jingle Jangle. We have. Y'all gonna be guests?
I was like,
I've never seen Riverdale.
I've seen so many seasons.
Here's the best thing: seeing it or not seeing it, you still have as much context because we're starting season 2 recording soon. I'll get both of you on.
Oh
Yes,
my god!
I'm
And
in.
I love the
Let me
name
know.
Jingle Jangle.
Jingle Jangle, yeah. It's a drug in one of the later seasons.
I love it.
So we have Jingle Jangle, and then if you like actual play podcasts, like role-playing stuff, I got 3 of them, baby. We got Critical Bits, we got Oddity Roadshow, which is a horror one, and then we got the upcoming one, The Astonishing Adventures of the SS Bad Ship, which is a very silly, wacky space adventure inspired by Saturday morning cartoons. And we're going to be coming out with some stuff on our YouTube channel, like some very fancy one-shots that I mentioned because Jasmine is in one of them, Blast of Love, where we play a game called Pig at a Wedding. That will be out at some point. I don't know when these release and that releases, but you'll see it all. So yeah, go check out doyouvalidate.com. Links to everything there. Go follow us on YouTube. Do You Validate on all the social medias. I do want to thank our 2 executive producers who aren't the ones responsible for killing y'all. Andrew Harper and Blue Rider, as well as our 2 associate producers, Beerus and Luke Holt. Y'all are helping keep the lights on over here. And if you want to submit prompts or ways that the guests will die, go become a Do You Validate patron. Go to patreon.com/doyouvalidate. And you can tell us funny things. I'm so upset that we can't just do Squatch 2.
Do we think Sherman the Shark is happy?
Here's the thing.
Oh.
I don't know how to make the shark horny.
That's how you should be
that's
feeling.
his own
There you
thing.
go.
Sherman the Shark.
Wait. You keep this little piece out. That's his little horny.
Ready to
His
go.
little boner. He's
little
bricked
bone.
up, ready to go.
Bricked up, ready to go.
He's a little brick there.
So proud
okay,
of him.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Y'all are gonna be the first 2 guests co-host not to die. However, you're too good to co-host Riff Tank. We're now riding partners, so you will come back and we're gonna flesh out
Squatched.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I'm not joking. I'm in.
I
was gonna be mixing up guests as they come back. I'm bringing both of you back for a later
Hell yeah.
episode.
we love hanging out with each other.
And we never do it.
Just to keep pitching and fleshing out squats because this is too good.
We've got to get this all done on
Sorry to
paper.
everyone else
do.
that did the show that died, but this is what it looks like to be successful.
Sucks to suck, bitch.
Sucks.
You gotta be gay and horny. That's
And
it.
we are.
That is
We're
Every
so
day.
gay and
That's
so
how
horny.
you get the shark bricked up. Anyways, thank you so much. Thank you much for listening to Riff Tank.
you.
And we now have Sherman the Shark. Is the official name. Thank you so much, Jasmine.
course.
And we'll see y'all in the tank.
This show is part of the Do You Validate network.